Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Jayo Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jayo Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajajanarandana Yamunatira Anachari Yamunatira
जय जगन्नाथाय जय सुभाष ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र श्री श्री अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय रीडिंग फ्रॉम श्रीमद् भागवतम कैंटो 1 चैप्टर 4 appearance of Sri Narada text 25 स्त्री शूद्र द्विज बंधुना स्त्री शूद्र द्विज बंधुना त्रयीना श्रुति गोचरा त्रयीना श्रुति गोचरा कर्म श्रेयसि मूढ़ानां कर्म श्रेयसि मूढ़ानां श्रेय एवं भवेदिह श्रेय एवं भवेदिह इति भारतम् आख्यानम् कृपया मुनिना कृतम् स्त्री शूद्र द्विज बंधुना त्रयीना श्रुति गोचरा कर्म श्रेयसि मूढ़ानां श्रेय एवं भवेदिह इति भारतम् आख्यानम् कृपया मुनिना कृतम् स्त्री शूद्र द्विज बंधुना त्रयीना श्रुति गोचरा कर्म श्रेयसि मूढ़ानां श्रेय एवं भवेदिह इति भारतम् आख्यानम् कृपया मुनिना कृतम् स्त्री शूद्र द्विज बंधुना त्रयीना श्रुति गोचरा कर्म श्रेयसि मूढ़ानां श्रेय एवं भवेदिह इति भारतम् आख्यानम् कृपया मुनिना कृतम् स्त्री शूद्र द्विज बंधुना त्रयीना श्रुति गोचरा कर्म श्रेयसि मूढ़ानां श्रेयं भवेदिह इति भारतम् आख्यानम् कृपया मुनिना कृतम् स्त्री शूद्र द्विज बंधूनां त्रयीना श्रुति गोचरा कर्म श्रेयसि मूढ़ानां श्रेय एवं भवेदिह इति भारतम् आख्यानम् कृपया मुनिना कृतम्. Word to word meaning. Stree, the woman class, Shudra, the laboring class. Dvijabandhunam, of the friends of the twice born. Trayi, three, na, not. Shruti gochara, for understanding. Karma, in activities. Shreyasi, in welfare. Mudanam, of the fools. Shreyaha, supreme benefit. Evam, thus. Bhaved, achieved. Iha, by this. Iti, thus thinking. Bharatam, the great Mahabharata. Akhyanam, historical facts. Kripaya, out of great mercy. Munina, by the Muni. Kritam, is completed. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhayacharana Arvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Out of compassion, the great sage thought it wise that this would enable men to achieve the ultimate goal of life. Thus he compiled the great historical narration called the Mahabharata for women, laborers, and friends of the twice born. Translation with repetition. Out of compassion, the great sage thought it wise that this would enable men to achieve the ultimate goal of life. Thus he compiled the great historical narration called the Mahabharata for women, laborers, and friends of the twice born. Purport. The friends of the twice born families are those who are born in the families of Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas, are the spiritually cultured families, but they themselves are not equal to their forefathers. Such descendants are not recognized as such for want of purificatory achievements. The purificatory activities begin even before the birth of a child, and the seed-giving reformatory process is called Garbhadhana Samskara. One who has not undergone such Garbhadhana Samskara or spiritual family planning is not accepted as being of an actual twice-born family. The Garbhadhana Samskara is followed by the other purificatory process, out of which the sacred thread ceremony is one. This is performed at the time of spiritual initiation. After this particular samskara, one is rightly called twice born. One birth is calculated during the seed-giving samskara, and the second birth is calculated at the time of spiritual initiation. One who has been able to undergo such important samskaras can be called a bona fide twice born. If the father and the mother do not undertake the process of spiritual family planning and simply beget children out of passion only, their children are called Dvijabandhus. These Dvijabandhus are certainly not as intelligent as the children of the regular twice born families. The Dvijabandhus are classified as Shudras and the woman class, who are by nature less intelligent. The Shudras and woman class do not have to undergo any samskara save and except the ceremony of marriage. The less intelligent classes of men, namely women, Shudras, and unqualified sons of higher caste, are devoid of necessary qualifications to understand the purpose of the transcendental Vedas. For them, the Mahabharata was prepared. The purpose of the Mahabharata is to administer the purpose of the Vedas, and therefore, within this Mahabharata, the summary Veda of Bhagavad Gita is placed. The less intelligent are more interested in stories than in philosophy. And therefore, the philosophy of the Vedas in the form of Bhagavad Gita, and therefore the philosophy of the Vedas in the form of the Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Lord Sri Krishna. Vasudeva and Lord Krishna are both on the transcendental plane, and therefore they collaborated in doing good to the fallen souls of this age. The Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all Vedic knowledge. It is the first book of spiritual values, as the Upanishads are. The Vedanta philosophy is a subject matter for study by the spiritual graduates. Only the postgraduate spiritual student can enter into the spiritual or devotional service of the Lord. It is a great science, and the great professor is the Lord Himself in the form of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The persons who are empowered by Him can initiate others in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Gurave Namaha. Namaho Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamini. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavani Paschatya Deshatarani. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girimit krupatam maham vande Shri Gurum Dinataram. This is the case study about a one young man from a very humble background from Muzaffarnagar. So he belongs to a very humble family, and that family is quite big, a kind of a joint family. So he could not continue his education, dropped when he was in a secondary school, and due to a lot of family responsibility, he has to take up various jobs. You can understand a student, one who is just dropped some 8th standard, 9th standard, what kind of jobs he will get, how much he will learn. So you can easily understand. So while committing such a humble, simple job, he underwent one unfortunate situation. Generally, such work cultures won't be so proper. It won't be so nice. So in one of that situation was very provoking to him. And during that situation, he could not tolerate. He did not control his anger. So in that course of his anger, he committed a murder. So then he caught, all the court procedure completed, and is now a criminal, and now the court has given a judgment of life imprisonment. Life imprisonment means how many years? 14 years prison. So this young boy wanted to save his family, take care of his family. Now he's in prison house. All his dreams, all his hopes have shattered. And when he went to prison house also, it's not like anger came down. No. He was very aggressive, very disobedient. The jail supervisors, whoever that, could not reform him. Years passed, several years. After some time, he shifted to another one jail. So that is in here only in Noida, Gautam Budh Nagar district prison house. So there, he happened to meet some counselors. So in prison house also there are sometimes some counselors will go and counsel all the prisoners. They try to reform. But somehow after several years of he underwent that prison life, he started listening to this counselor. And gradually he taken his education, he started, volume is more. So he taken up his education, he completed his graduation, then he learned some art, some music, he was inclined to music. So then gradually he realized his mistake, what he did. For him it took several years to come to realize that. And finally he became a transformed person, and he transformed in such a way, whoever the new prisoners come to the prison house, he used to guide them. So finally, because of his good behavior, he got released from the prison house and he started living a decent life outside. So today's verse here is talking about the Dvija Bandhus. So who are these Dvija Bandhus? These Dvija Bandhus are who are born in the family of Brahmanas. So actually this purport is very, very deep. How every word Prabhupada is chosen, Prabhupada is chosen and fitted into this purport is very interesting. It has very deep meaning. Let's see how much we'll able to cover. So Dvija Bandhus are born in the family of the Brahmanas, but who are not like their forefathers, who are not like, actually they are not Brahmanas. Because why? They not acquired the required qualification. See, many times we are not aware of entire all Vedic systems and Vedic terms. So we assume anyone is born in the family of Brahmana is a Brahmana. No. There's a term, it's called Dvija Bandhu. It's a relatively, he has some relation, but he has not actually has all the qualification. So he's talking about those Dvija Bandhus. So why they are called Dvija Bandhus? Because they did not undergone essential purificatory process. Vedic culture is very, very scientific. Actually, Vedic culture asks us to prepare not from day one. Vedic culture talks about day zero. You have to start not from number one, day one, okay, let me start and prepare. No, it talks about from day zero. So, what it aims, the Vedic culture aims at a systematic approach towards elevation of soul. How systematically the soul can be purified and get elevated. So that is the object, the goal of the Vedic system. So, what is the goal of human life as per the Vedas? Is that it is one has to purify one's consciousness. That is the goal of human life. For that, every human life activity, whatever we do, it should purify our consciousness. So, why by purifying, one should become free from all contaminations. So, for that, what is the system? Mentioned in the Varnashrama system is samskaras. So samskara, entail that word meaning samskara, is a Sanskrit, we say Sanskrita. What is that Sanskrita? What is the samskara? That process which purifies. A process, one after another, day after day, where you are becoming better and better and better. That is called sanskara. So that sanskara starts from when? Prabhupada is talking about, there are a lot of samskaras. In that, Prabhupada first talking about Garbhadana sanskara. So what is this Garbhadana sanskara? How it is important? It is just like, suppose a field, a land is given to you, and we ask, there's a task for you to develop that land into a garden. What we'll do first? First we'll go and sow a seed, sow a plant. What we'll do first? When you given the land is given to you, first what you will do? Clean the land, right? First thing is, in that land, so many things are, unwanted things are lying down. You remove all that. And some weeds are growing. Unwanted plants, remove that plants. Then you see the fertility of a soil. How that soil is whether fertile or not. We need to add something to make that soil fertile. First, you prepare the soil. Once you prepare the soil, so then what we'll do? Then we sow a seed. So first is ground is prepared, then seed is sown into the ground. Same way, when a soul is taking place in a mother's womb, so the ideal parents, first what they do first? First they do prepare a ground for the child. So that is called Garbhadan Samskara. It is a sacred way to ensure that child is born with virtues such as kindness, strength, and a natural inclination towards spirituality. See how the science, Vedic science is thinking about. Actually, as per modern science, that up to 3 months, it is just flesh. It has no life. After 3 months only, it is getting some life like that. After few days. But see here how the Vedic science is more advanced and is thinking even before the child entering mother's womb, there is a responsibility of a parent to prepare a ground for the child to conceive a spiritually inclined and a soul which is having the values like kindness, compassion, etc. So, this ritual is rooted in the understanding that children carry impressions and traits from past lives. Already, that Atma is carrying so many things from his past life. Suppose a particular soul is supposed to come and take the shelter of mother's womb, it is already have some contaminations, some vasanas. So when they follow this sanskara, so that will help the child to gradually come out of those past life traits. And if parents are devotees, the parents will naturally pray for the Lord and pray for the practice themselves. They will be having good practices. And by having good practices, they will try to invoke a good child who is a Vaishnava, who is already practicing good life, good previous Krishna conscious life is practiced. That child will enter into mother's womb. So, such a soul, and after that, when the child is taken birth, in between also there are few samskaras. There's totally 16 samskaras a human being has to undergo. So after Garbhadana samskara, when child is born, so then what is the next activity? Generally we'll have some celebrations. But Vedic culture is not thinking about that. Thinking about Jata Karma Samskara. Jata Karma Samskara means preparing, it's like a blueprint for that child's life, future. When the child is born, day one, the parents go to a proper astrologer and they will tell, oh, see, when the child was born, this is the constellation, this is the nakshatra, this is the tithi, this is the rashi. So this all nakshatra, tithi and all these things are going to have such an impact on the child. So how this child will lead his life? Are there any some doshas? Are in this child's life there any obstacles going to come for his spiritual progress? So that's why the Jataka is made not for material prosperity of the child. Parents want to ensure his or her spiritual growth can continue systematically without any hindrance. So then, after Jata Karma Samskara, Namakarana Samskara, according to the child's qualities, child Jataka, appropriate the Lord's name is chosen for the child. So, and then further, when the child is little bit grown up, few months old, Annaprashan Sanskara. What is Annaprashan means? The child were accepting the first grain. So during that time, they offer first prasadam only, and before that, the Brahmanas invoke Vaishnava Agni into the womb, into the stomach of the child. Because if food has to digest, the food has to be, there should be fire. So that's why Brahmanas, by chanting mantras, they invoke Vaishnava Agni. So these are Annaprashana Samskar. So by doing all this process, child is getting purified, child's consciousness is getting better and better. If you see, there are out of 16 samskaras, 10 samskaras are performed before at the age of 5. Out of 16, 10 samskaras are performed before at the age of 5. You can understand how much important from the day 0 when the mother, father conceived the child, from that point to the coming to the point of education, starting education. Okay, starting education, Vidyarambha. That is also how father is a doctor. So father also wants, beta abhi doctor banna hai. Is it like that? No. What they used to do in front of a child, they used to give various things, book or some kind of some other any weapon, some small any kind of thing, or some grains, something like that. All the different auspicious ingredients are kept in front of the child. And when child start crawling, so they ask child to go and choose. See, child is already is not completely aware of the things, but that even though child externally not aware, but that soul which is inside already having some inclinations. That soul is carrying some inclinations from the past life. So out of that natural inclination, what child go and chooses, so in that particular aspect, parents used to train the child. That's how Vidyarambha used to happen. So this is about material education. And then once as the process, when the material education is going on, so same time, then Upanayana Sanskara. Upanayana means where the child is accepting a proper spiritual master, a bona fide spiritual master. Upa means close. Come close, stay near. Nayana means the eyes. Stay under the supervision of a spiritual master. Start leading a life, molding a life as per the instructions of the spiritual master. So in that ceremony, you used to get that upavita, Yagnopavita. That symbolizes he has a spiritual master, he accepted a spiritual master, is getting trained under spiritual master. That Yagnopavita indicates that. So that's how the spiritual education also started. And by this process, 14 samskaras have completed. From the day 0 to now, till now, is education, completion of education. So then, after that, Vivaha Samskara. After Vivaha Samskara, there is only one samskara left. Antya Samskara. So it means a person before getting married, you should be qualified. You should be thoroughly purified, learn the Vedic knowledge, have a good consciousness, having a good thoughts, practicing good life. Then such a person is qualified to, he can get married. After marriage, no training. No purification also. In process wise. So, here, this person, one who has undergone all these samskaras, he is eligible to understand Vedic literature. He is a right qualified person. He can understand Vedic literature properly. That's what Prabhupada is saying in the purport. If the father and mother do not undertake the process of spiritual family planning and simply beget children out of passion, only their children are called Dvijabandhu. These Dvijabandhus are certainly not as intelligent as the children of the regular twice-born families. So they are not really so intelligent. One who has not undergone all these rituals, process, they are not intelligent. They cannot understand Vedic literature. You may say, when Shastras are saying they are not intelligent, you may say, Prabhu, see today, fast generation, Gen Z, so fast. At the age of 10, 12 years, you can see so many people who are developing apps. Some people, even at the age of 14, 15, they already started one company. They became CEO of the company. How you can say these people, this current generation is not intelligent? How Shastras can say they're not intelligent? Here we have to understand, here intelligence is talking about spiritual intelligence. It's not a material intelligence. Even in that case, the animals in the forest, they also have a material intelligence. They also know if anyone, tiger or lion knows how to attack one small animal and kill and eat. It knows. It is very, very intelligent. So here intelligence is not talking about how to maintain our body and how to maintain this, live in this world. It's not talking about that. It's talking about spiritual intelligence which helps us to get out of this process, get out of this material world. So the person who knows not undergone these all samskaras is not spiritually intelligent. He cannot understand Vedic literature. That's why we struggle so much to understand Vedic literature. So, in the beginning of today's discussion, we heard the true story, a case study of a prisoner, right? Actually, our life almost similar to the life of that prisoner. We also in the prison house. We are also in the prison house of this material world. We also committed a crime of desire to enjoy independent of Krishna is a crime. So because of that crime, we are put into this prison house. And Krishna is the compassionate. So in the jail there are some systems for the prisoner to reform. So if any prisoner follows that system, he will get reformed. But unfortunately, we are so adamant. We are so stubborn. Are we lazy? We don't want to follow those systems also. That's why these all samskaras which are meant for spiritual purification and upliftment of the society has now disappeared from the society. It is like a skeleton of entire our varnashrama dharma. These are samskaras. Because of samskaras, this varnashrama dharma used to stand and used to move forward. Now everything is a ritual. If you ask anyone what is Upanayan samskara, मतलब just वही जनेऊ पहनना. वो जनेऊ क्यों पहनना है? जनेऊ पहनने का पर करना क्या है? So don't know. Namakarana samskara, okay, giving a name without any spiritual understanding, choose any name which feels, which they like. They know any sense for those names. And if you see even the marriage is a purificatory process, it's a sanskara. Now, marriage is not a purificatory, it makes more impure. Marriage mein jaiye, just drink, dance, do all kind of nonsense, and that you call it as a marriage. Where is this understanding of, yes, we have to, it is purifying, it is meant for our purification, so we have to spiritually uplift ourselves. Where is this understanding? So, same way, like a prisoner, we rejected even all the Vedic literature, Vedic rituals, what Vedas want to help us. We rejected all those. So then what is the hope for a prisoner to come out of the prison? The hope is counselor like Srila Prabhupada. So like in the case of this prisoner, a counselor comes into his life and he transforms his life. Same way, in our life, Prabhupada entered in our life and Prabhupada tolerated all the nonsense which we are doing today. Even though we are not, Prabhupada is giving all the instructions, we are not ready to follow. We are not ready to follow. Still Prabhupada is tolerating all of us. So, he says, Vedic literature says, Janmana jayate shudra, samskarat bhavet dvija. So, but we don't have that any hope of following all these samskaras. Because from the beginning, if you see, practically 99% of the population did not undergo these samskaras. Either Garbhadana samskara. If Garbhadana samskara did not happen, means yes, he is a Shudra. He cannot, first thing only did not happen. Then about Jata Karma samskara, Namakarna samskara, Vidyarambha samskara. So none of this, practically in our lives, none of us, we underwent these all samskaras. So in that sense, we don't have any scope of understanding Vedic literature. As per this regular way of Vedic understanding. But see how Prabhupada brought a great fortune in our life. How Prabhupada, even though we as per the Vedic literature, we are not even 4th, 5th, 6th, 10th class people. 10th grade people we are. But Prabhupada, because of his compassion, because of his mercy, he brought us this act, shown his mercy on us, and he made us take up the process, Krishna consciousness, which is topmost among all the samskaras. We did not got any of the 16 samskaras, but Prabhupada gave one samskara, the highest samskara called Krishna consciousness. So because of that, we all, not only Dvija, samskarat bhavet Dvija, no. Many millions and millions of people are becoming Vaishnavas. That is even beyond the Brahmana. Having this understanding, accepting Krishna and rendering a devotional service is not an ordinary thing. Doing a devotional service is not at all an ordinary thing. We all think we are we are getting devotional service and we are practicing. We think it's very normal. Devotional service, such a great thing. Prabhupada mentions in the second chapter, 72nd verse, very interesting statement. Prabhupada mentions about the devotional service. He says, there is no difference between kingdom of the God and the devotional service of the Lord. See these two lines. There is no difference between the kingdom of God and the devotional service of the Lord. Means wherever we are, if you are executing the devotional service of the Lord, we are already, in one sense, we are in the kingdom of God. We are already one level liberated. So this is the statement in the concluding paragraphs of the second chapter Prabhupada is making. So he brought us such a devotional service, great devotional service to us. So because of that, we are able to transform ourselves even though we are not actually qualified. Such one real incident happened in Srila Prabhupada's when he was present here. So there was one young boy of some 11-year-old. He was in Mumbai. He again is from the very humble background. To manage his livelihood, he used to do some menial jobs, sometimes even theft. He used to steal. He used to do pickpocket, steal some small items, and used to get caught by police. Whenever he used to get caught by police, so he used to feel very happy because at least for next 1 month, 2 months, he should no need to worry about his food and shelter. So he used to do all small thefts and used to get some small punishments for 1 month, 2 month prison, to be in prison house. One day, when he was in the prison house, he was doing some cleaning work. Every prisoner has to do some work. So he got one newspaper. So in that newspaper, he found one Swamiji's photo. And actually that was not newspaper, that's one Back to Garden magazine, one front page. So in that Prabhupada's photo was there. And Prabhupada was having one costly watch. So he thought, whenever I next go outside, I should go to near to this Swamiji and I should steal this watch from him. So then he kept that magazine safely with him. And one day he released it from the prison house. So then he went in search of where this Swamiji stays. So then there was one address of the Mumbai, that is Akash Ganga apartment, where devotees used to stay. And then he went and asked, I want to meet this Swamiji. So all devotees thought, oh, somebody is asking Prabhupada, he must be like a devotee. Okay, they accommodated him. They told Swamiji is not here, Swamiji is in abroad. So you can be, if you want to meet, please, you can be with us. So then they he starts staying there and he start doing some services. And naturally devotees nicely take care of him and they ask him to chant. Everything he was doing, but inside he was always waiting when this Swamiji will come and when I will steal this watch. So this was continuously going in his mind. So it went for several days, several weeks, and because he's staying in a devotee community, he has to stay means he has to show his progress, right? So then he start wearing dhoti kurta, start wearing tilak, then some shaved head. So in the mind, still the desire is there. I have to meet this Swamiji and I have to take the watch. So then, what happened? So one day he came to know, so Prabhupada is coming to Hyderabad. He is in Mumbai. So then he went to the whoever is service in charge and he tells, see, now I came to know from other devotees, Prabhupada is coming there, I want to go there. Then he tells, no, please don't go. See, a lot of services are here, you have to be here. No, I want to go. If you won't allow me, I will go outside and I will steal some money and I will go to Hyderabad. So then this devotee in charge thought, okay, if I won't allow him, he may do something wrong. Okay, let me send. Let me send him. So he sent with all other devotees, and then he went and saw Prabhupada. There was a big Pandal program was happening in Hyderabad. So he attended Pandal program. So he was always looking towards Prabhupada and Prabhupada's watch. What opportunity I will get to steal this? Somehow he happened to meet Prabhupada in his room. So he did not got any opportunity to steal a watch. So small boy, little some 14, 15 years boy, Prabhupada asked about him, who are you, what are you and all. So after that, somehow he could not control his desire. He directly asked Prabhupada, I want your watch. So all devotees were thinking, wow, what this person is doing, what this asking. So what Prabhupada understand its mood, Prabhupada immediately removes the watch and gives to him. You take. It's actually a very costly watch, some gold case watch it was, somebody gifted to Prabhupada, so that he was very much attracted, but somehow Prabhupada sensed his desire, sensed his background, Prabhupada gave it to him. So when Prabhupada gave it to him, practically there were tears in his eyes. His heart got melted. What I am asking? What I was thinking something to do. Such a generous person is, such a compassionate person is. So then he start doing services. Somehow Prabhupada extended some stay there in Hyderabad. Then he also extended his stay and doing some services. They also start doing some services. What happened? One day, still that stealing tendency was within him. It's not completely gone. One day, that his service in charge has given him to some money, go and get some vegetables. So, by purchasing, when he went to purchase vegetables, he saw one big advertisement, some chocolate. So, he thought, I should get these chocolates. Of course, a small amount. So then, what to do? I don't have money. Then what he did, whatever the vegetable he was purchasing, in that he showed some wrong calculation, showed some excess money spent on vegetable and kept some money, small amount, and with that small amount he purchased chocolates and he is carrying vegetables. Where to keep chocolates now? So no other space, only space is chanting bag. So he keeps his chocolates in chanting bag, and now he has to go carrying that vegetables. He has to keep in the kitchen. If he has to keep in the kitchen means he has to go through Prabhupada's room, and he is carrying vegetables, chocolates in the bag, and he wanted to eat the chocolates. Then goes to Prabhupada's room. Prabhupada is there. So we have to pay, he has to pay obeisances now. So he keeps his sabji bag and pays obeisances. While paying obeisances, chocolates fall off from the chanting bag. Prabhupada come to know, what is these chocolates? Then he thought, Prabhupada, So he has no words what to do. Then he accepts Prabhupada, I wanted to eat these sweets. Then Prabhupada asks, give me one sweet, give me that chocolate. Then Prabhupada, he gives one chocolate to Prabhupada. Prabhupada tastes it, little bit. Prabhupada says, it's not good. Then Prabhupada immediately goes to kitchen and prepares nice halwa for him. So what are you eating this chocolate which is not good? See, I prepared halwa. Please take this halwa, eat this halwa. You want to eat sweet only, right? See, I have prepared halwa for you. You eat halwa. So once you start eating halwa, you practically throw rest all chocolates. And after some time, that devotee got initiated and started rendering as a full-time devotee in the temple. He got initiated as Haridas Prabhu. Haridas. See how Prabhupada transformed the people. Even not 4th class, 5th class, 10th class people, pickpocketer, the devotee, from such a person to becoming from such a level to the level of Vaishnava. See, one thing is Vedas, Vasudeva thought Vedas are not meant for these Stri, Shudra, Dvijabandhunam. Okay, for them we have to write Mahabharata. But for us, even that Mahabharata or Bhagavad Gita also we cannot read. We cannot understand. So for us, Prabhupada given again commentary in English to make us understand and set up this wonderful institution for all of us. Oh, okay, I've given books, I've given in English, okay, people will read and understand and practice. No. Prabhupada, no, if there's no association, these people in Kali Yuga cannot practice. That's why he established this institution. Many people used to ask Prabhupada, why you started this institution? Again, this institution also become one social setup. But Prabhupada aware, without institution, devotees, people of Kali Yuga cannot practice devotional service. That's why Prabhupada is compassionately given all these things to us. So we should take benefit of all these things, and we have opportunity to beyond even all these samskaras, even though we did not underwent all these samskaras, so we have opportunity to quickly purify and go back to Godhead. That is, if we follow the process given by Srila Prabhupada. So that's why whatever the sadhana process which we are following, we should follow 100%. In every aspect, Mangalarati or Darshanarati or chanting, everywhere we have to see whether I am giving my 100% or not. So if this also if you won't follow, see again these 16 samskaras, don't know. In this life did not happen. In the future you don't expect. So we will be life after life, we will be roaming in this material world only. That's why it's not only just doing sadhana, it's a seriously doing sadhana is very important. In another few days, Chaturmasa is starting. Chaturmasa is a very important for devotees, for saints, sages. It's these 4 months are devotees, saints used to, in olden days used to follow a lot of austerities, lot of tapasya. So let's take this opportunity of Chaturmasa where we can more sincerely, more rigorously, more dedicatedly, let's follow instructions given by Srila Prabhupada. So if we do practically, we can day after day we can see how things are changing within us, how we are feeling better. We can really release and enjoy that bliss. Yeah, today only, not like after liberation, after when you go back to Godhead, you will enjoy. No. When one day you finish 16 rounds nicely, attentively, see how much joy, how much energy you feel. So that's why we should not miss this opportunity. We should take up this very seriously. Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki. Whenever you keep this little friend. I actually मुझे पढ़ने में 40 minutes मुश्किल हो जाता. So I will keep my leg down and I will sit.
बस पानी रखने की